Órale, choque los tres chingones boxing shots, all the chingones y chingonas. Just changed it up a little bit, man. Just changed it up a little bit with the intros and the outros, with the good word of a gran chingon and metal one, Mr. David Contreras.
Cholo, I love that music, brother. Hey, ¿sabes qué? That's our new song, man. Te aventaste, de veras. Good intro, bro. Good
Yeah,
intro. Put a smile. There you go.
Got to change it up a little bit for the outro
Yes.
as well when we get out of here, man. But hopefully everybody likes that music a little bit better. It's saying Brown Pride on there. It was some good stuff. It's nice. Got together with Pomona Soul Sounds, and shout outs to him. And yeah, good stuff. But let's talk some boxing. Let's bring in the boxing scientist, the one who's here to tell everybody, I told you so. From Mikey TV 3651, Mr. Mike Zavala.
Gentlemen, I hate to say it, but I told you so, man. Devin hate me. I hate to say it, man. But I
hey, Ed, you know what? Before we get started, you know what, JC? You had me on pins and needles 2 days ago because I know that you're a reserve, not a reserve, but you're on a special detail in Washington, D.C. When I heard about those two officers or those two military personnel that were shot and one died last night, the female, may she rest in peace. Dude, I was praying for you, and thank God right now on the way over here, we just went out to have dinner. Well, I just came in the house. I was going, man, I want to see JC. We were praying for you, brother. Thank God that you're okay, but prayers for our sister who lost her life in Washington, D.C. I know you're assigned there. Were you guys thinking about JC? Because he's assigned to Washington, D.C.
I didn't know.
Yeah, he's assigned.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. I know that he was in something like that, but I didn't know he was assigned there. So
yes, Washington, D.C., National Guard, as a matter of fact. And he probably knew the young lady, but we were praying for you, JC, and prayers for the young lady.
Absolutely. And now that Thanksgiving is behind us, I'm still getting over a food coma over here, man. I had to take another nap today, just getting over all the food that I ate. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Did you have a good one, David?
You know what? It was my mother-in-law. I have her in hospice, and we have her here. She's 91 years old. She's dying. So we spent the last Thanksgiving with her last night. We had a wonderful time. Just us three, my daughters, my son, everybody. We're in Southern California, Northern California. So we just had a special moment here last night, and it was beautiful. We're embracing the moment. You know what I mean? We had a wonderful time.
Eso. Demetrio, believe it or not, I'm not a Redskin fan, but I have a hat of the Redskins because once they were going to change their name, I said, you know what? I got to get me one of those hats, man. That's going to be super old school. Mikey, how was your Thanksgiving, brother?
It was good, man. Chilled it with the fam. Saw some boxing, and yeah, I ate a lot. I kind of like ate too fast, so I was like, oh, what did I do? But I'm still eating. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm still eating. Letting myself go.
All right, gentlemen. Look, we do have some boxing tomorrow that we're probably not going to cover. You got some pro box tomorrow. Did I see this right? I think there's some fights on ESPN Plus tomorrow as well, and then there's some fights across the pond. We're probably not going to get into it because there's really no major storylines to them. It's a lot of more low-level fights and stuff, but I'll probably be checking out some of the pro box. But gentlemen, let's go ahead. There's a lot of chisme to get into, but let's go ahead and let's get into the fights that happened over the weekend with the Ring 4. There's a lot to get into. Abdullah Mason. David, you called it. I thought that was the best fight of the night, man.
Me too,
I really enjoyed it. Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. I had people come over to the house, and they got here pretty much in the last round, and I'm like, man, you guys missed a good one here because they just cared about Bam, the Haney and the Benavides. They never heard of Sam Noakes or Abdullah Mason, and I said, man, you guys just missed a good one. You guys just missed a great one here. What was your thoughts about this fight, David?
You know what? I've always, like I said, man, I've been pushing Abdullah Mason for several months, for a year now, right, Mikey?
Yeah.
I mean, for about 2 years, I've been pressing him. And you know what? That fight, Cholo, had me and also our tocayo, David, from Putazos and Pendejadas,
Yeah.
dude, we were on pins and needles. That was, to me, that was the fight of the night. It was a banger. I mean, it could have gone either way. You know what I mean? I mean, this kid Noakes was strong. Mason just shows you his corner kept telling him, but those of us that watched the fight, hey, you know what, box him. But you know what? Mason fought him. Mason wasn't listening to his corner. That's a true champion right there, Mikey, without a doubt. That's a true champion. He wasn't listening to his corner. He wanted to fight. And he could have boxed him. He could have kept him with that left, right all night long. He had the reach. But you know what? He decided to do it old school by respect. And you know what, Cholo? That kid might just be the future. That kid might just be the future. I can't wait to see him go up to the next. He's a world champion now. Only what, 21 years old. World champion, a real world champion, not a fake world champion. He fought for a good belt last night. Excellent.
Hey, David, it worked out in this case, but is it always good? Is it good for the fighter not to pay attention to his corner, though?
You know what? It's not good, Cholo. We know that. But you know what? It just shows you the kind of heart this kid has. I mean, this kid wanted to entertain the fans. This kid, I mean, remember when he fought that old guy that literally knocked him down twice in one round, came
Right.
back 2 rounds later, knocks him out? This just shows you the type of fighter this kid is. He's that kid that, you know what? He's there to fight, to entertain the fans, but he loves to fight. Is he going to last long? Maybe not. You know what I mean? But you know what? He's good too. And he's a good kid, but he's also a very good boxer. Very good boxer.
All right, Mikey, what did you see in Noakes and Mason?
First of all, Noakes is a dog. Respects Noakes.
He
I didn't
is.
really know Noakes. He's if you put him up with anybody else, he'll give you a fight. His name's out there now. Noakes, he didn't lose. I believe he won himself, although he lost on the scorecards or whatever. What a fight, man! Abdullah Mason. He's not here for the Tom and Jerry. He was in the Middle East. He wants to show the people it's a big stage. Middle East Riyadh season. He showed that he's an entertainer. He's old school, like Dave said. Put him up there with Shane Mosley, De La Hoya, and the Fernando Vargas. All of them could box. They could make it boring. They can box. De La Hoya could box his ears off. Fernando Vargas could box. You seen when he used to box, but he didn't like that. Even Mosley was a banger, but he had boxing skills. But no, they're here to entertain. Does he have a big future behind him? Yes. Can he get hurt? This is boxing. Anything could happen, right? But he does have the boxing ability. And I was like, dude, he should, like this trainers, he should box and make it easy. But you know what? He entertained us. Is he going to last long? I don't know. But this guy's an entertainer, man. Work on his defense a little bit if he wants to go to war. Not a little bit, but work on that D if you like that style, if he wants to. But he can box, he can do it all, and a good champ that we have, and future entertainer, great fighter. Hats off to both of these guys and Abdullah.
You know, G Funky brings up something here that his father is his trainer, and I don't know what kind of boxing experience his father has. I got no idea. This is the only guy, his son, that I know of him training. Hopefully he's got great experience, or if not, hopefully there's a level where the dad's able to step aside and say, like, you know what, I took you as far as you can go, son. You need somebody with true championship experience that's to take you to the next level. Do you guys know what kind of experience the dad has?
No.
I gotta look into it.
Yeah.
I had never heard of the father. He has like 3 or 4 brothers. I don't know if they're boxers or not. I know that they're Muslim. I mean, they're real Muslim. They're like the Tehanis, that Abdullah, and all of a sudden they're using all these languages. These are true Muslims. But no, don't know much about the father. But he's doing a good job with the son.
Yeah. Hey, Anthony, no, but we're getting there. Here's what I would say when it comes to Abdullah Mason. If he fights every fight like he fought Sam Noakes, it's not going to be good for his career. Here's what I can kind of see and make a little bit of a connection to. Okay, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Here's how. Floyd Mayweather Jr., he wasn't always boring. I'm not going to say he was the most exciting fighter, but he was actually somewhat exciting to watch when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, when he was coming up and fighting some of these other guys, you know, the Corraleses and those guys. He was actually pretty fun to watch. He made a name for himself. and people started following him. It wasn't later on till he gets to 147 where he starts becoming a little bit boring. He becomes a lot more. I mean, some people call him boring. I never really called him boring. I thought it was the sweet science, but he wasn't banging it out there. So Abdullah Mason, he could be building a fan base like, hey, man, this dude's exciting to watch. And then at some point in his career, once he built his name, he can say like, okay, you know what? Let me turn it to a different gear where I'm actually going to box a little bit more and not get hit a lot so I can extend my career. I already have the fan base behind me. So now I'm going to switch it up. I can see something like that going down because like you said, David, the kid can box. He doesn't need to be in there banging it out, but I think he's doing that so he can show the boxing world, hey, come check me out. Come check me out. I'm fun to watch. But as he gets older, I think he's going to become a little bit more of a defensive fighter because he does have defense, and he's not going to be as exciting as he is today. Not to say that he's going to be completely boring, but, you know, he's building his brand. What do you think about that, David?
You know what? I agree with you, Ed. You know what? I agree with G Funky. He's saying that, and I agree. Floyd Mayweather was incredible at 126 to the 140. This kid is only at 135 right now. He's 21 years old. I see him retiring at 154. I see him basically taking the same path as Floyd Mayweather. You know who I want to see him fight, and I think that it would be a great fight. What's the name of that kid? The one that just knocked out Cameron?
Texas.
Yeah, from Texas. He's a black guy. He fights for Golden Boy. He was going to fight Kid Austin.
Okay.
You know what? That would be a great fight for his next fight. That would be a great fight for his next fight. He's a champion. Austin wants to be a champion. They fight at 135, and if it'll be a good fight. Just put it that way. It would be a good fight. Now with Kid Austin, he's going to have to box him. He can't trade with him because Kid Austin. But you know what? Sam Noakes. We had never heard of him. He's a banger too. You know, actually, I would like to see Noakes against Austin before he fights our boy Abdullah.
Yeah. Floyd Schofield, the Kid Austin. Yeah, I don't. There's things going on with him now. He's calling out Tank Davis, which we know that fight's not gonna happen. He just wants to be in the public eye. But Mikey, what do you see Mason's career going from here?
Yeah, you brought that up, Ed, and it makes sense. Yeah, and yeah, you have to bring the eyeballs. You're not going to bring the eyeballs running, hugging, and boxing. Unfortunately, that's people want to call it hit and don't get hit. Okay, it's science of boxing, but people are here to being entertained, and this guy's an entertainer, so he might switch his style, he might not. But right as for now, he's bringing the eyeballs. Got us talking about him. Yeah, I like it.
And rightfully so. I like this kid. I'm a big fan of this kid. That's another. Hey, Anthony Bravo. I got my eye on that dude, man. You're talking about Andy Cruz at 135, the Cuban guy. I got my eye on that vato right there. That dude. I'm telling. I think he only got like 8 fights, something like that.
He's fighting Robert Garcia's kid, right?
He's gonna be fighting soon. So that kid, I like that guy, man. I like that dude. But hey, man, we'll see what happens with Abdullah Mason. Yeah, I'm a fan of this guy. Guys, let's move on to Bam Rodriguez. What he did in there was, I think he pitched a shutout. At some point, it was fun to see the skills. At the same time, it got a little bit boring, but I was excited because I was watching like great footwork. At the same time, I'm like, okay, there's action going on, but it's not competitive. I'll start with you on this one, Mikey. What did you see in this fight?
I called it, guys. This wasn't a 50-50 fight. Wasn't that, oh my God, he's getting in serious trouble with a killer. That guy only had a 60% knockout ratio, like 60. He wasn't skilled. Bam was what we called is playing with his food. He was playing with his food, and then eventually he got tired of playing with his food, and he shut him down. What, in the 10th, 11th? I forgot what round. But he knocked him out. Like I said, it was easy work. Got that work in. Respects to Bam. but I need him to fight Inoue. But yeah, good show, good work by Bam.
David, did Bam lose a round in this fight?
Brother, I was watching the Mexican Lomachenko. I loved every bit of it, man. You know what? This kid is special. You know, they always talk about what is the word prodigy? You know, the once in a lifetime guy, certain individuals, not a lifetime, once a decade, we're going to say 10 years. Lomachenko was that guy. This is that guy. And you know what, Mikey? I don't think he's ready to go to 122. I want to see him. Well, according to what I heard Robert Garcia say, he has one more fight to unite the belts, and then he's going to go to 118. And the one that they're shooting at is Inoue's brother, who's a world champion right now at 118.
Okay.
And you know what? He'll go to 118 in about 2 years. Then he'll go to 122. Then he could fight. I don't see him going higher than 122, to be honest with you, because of his height, his reach. But dude, and you know what? I don't know if you guys got a chance to see the post fight after the fight. This kid, his nose was broken, his eyes were puffed up. I mean, he punished this kid. You're right, Mikey. He was playing with his food, could have knocked him out. But you know what? If it was 10 rounds, I don't remember it was 9 or 10 rounds. I enjoyed every bit of it just watching, and especially because he's a Mexicano, Tejano, Mexicano, Chicano, whatever. He's one of us. You know what I mean? To see somebody fighting like Lomachenko, dude, I loved it, man. I loved it. It was beautiful.
Just one thing, just not to mention that he was under pressure because his child was just born, and
Yes.
that's another
Right.
added pressure on it.
Right.
So I give him
Yeah.
props, man. I give him props. But like I said, he needs to move up and test himself with guys that big names under it. But that's all I got to say. Like, he's great.
And he is,
Okay.
no doubt
Yeah.
at all. He is.
Yeah, he is. Hey, JC, yeah, we send ours, brother. We send ours, man, for sure. Okay, so to me, I was just like, hey, corner, stop it. You're sending he's completely outclassed. What are you hoping for? That he lands a lucky punch? Because that's really all that was left. I'm like, stop it. You're sending him out there just to be a punching bag. Bam is doing whatever the heck he wants. He's just getting some rounds in. Just stop it, man. It was incredible seeing him. What did Dimitri put right there? Bamchenko.
Bamchenko, that's a good name. Bamchenko.
His footwork is incredible, man. When this kid is on, he is on.
He is.
Look, I'm kind of with Mikey a little bit on this. If he wants undisputed, hey, go get it. Go get it. But again, is it real competition that you're fighting for him, not for others? For others, yes, I'm sure it's competition. But for him, he's levels above those dudes, man. Ed,
him and Robert Garcia. I mean, I believe Robert and I believe this kid. He said that the hardest fight of his career so far was the guy that he fought before this guy. And I saw that fight. That was a good fight. The fight that he got knocked down. You remember, Mikey, when he got knocked down in that fight? He was fighting, I believe, in his hometown, right?
Was it against Fumalelu?
I think it was against Fumalelu, where he got knocked down, and he looked terrible against another guy. Remember, Mikey? It wasn't against Gallito. He looked terrible.
Maybe someone else, but it was a Chicano kid, a light-skinned Chicano kid. I could look it up.
That knocked him down. But he says, you know what? The hardest fight was against the dude with the purple hair, the one before this guy. And I believe him. Because that dude was a good boxer and he was a good slugger too. This one, I agree with Mikey. This one, he was playing with his food. But the one before this, I saw that, you know what? He was having troubles with that guy, but he finally knocked him out.
Yeah, I think it was Fumalelu. He had some kind of weird name or something like that. Yeah, I think
orange purple hair, remember?
Yeah. One of those strange looking dudes. Mukafu Fumalelu. Yeah.
And he still talks about that fight.
Yeah, look, I mean, look, if you're that close to unifying, go unify. You got to do it. If you're there and the fight can be made, then you got to do it regardless of who the opponent is. If your level's above the opponent, doesn't matter. It's one belt. Go do it. Go do it. If the fight's going to be made, if you're going to have all kinds of trouble and negotiations for a year to make this fight happen, then it's probably just best just to move up. But at the same time, where's he at in his weight? You know, how comfortable does he feel going up to 118? Everybody wants him to go 122 immediately, but there's a little pit stop at 118 there. So yeah, him missing the birth of his kid, he said it right there. You know, I missed it for this, but hey, man, it was worth it. You know, I thought, you know, we all kind of had to laugh with that. But look, I want to see Bam in some competitive fights, man. This kid is on the elite level. I think he's an elite fighter. I think I don't know where everybody has him.
They got number 4 now. Number 4.
I definitely got him on my top 5. I definitely have him in my top 5. And as young as this kid is, man, you know, I mean, the sky is the limit for this guy, man. I just don't know how far up. Where do you think he ends his career, David? What weight class? He's not a big dude.
122. He already said he's going to follow Robert Garcia's path. He says at 30 years old, so he has 5 more years, he's going to retire. He's going to retire in 5 years. So I see him retiring maybe at 122, without a doubt, 122. And by then, maybe Inaú will still be around, but I know somebody that will, Junto Nagatani. He will definitely be around in 5 years, and that's going to be a killer because I think Junto can beat Inaú right now. I believe that.
Wow.
So Junto's going to be the next Inaú, and that's going to be at 122. I can't wait for that fight.
Okay. Let me ask Mikey this because Mikey went pretty hard on Bam last week, man. Mikey, if Bam never fights the monster anyway, but he fights Nakatani, is that good enough for you?
Well, who beats Nagatani? Who beats Inaú?
Okay. Let's say he beats Junto Nakatani.
Yes.
Okay, let's say he beats Junto Nakatani, but he never fights monster anyway. Is that good for you, Mikey?
Well, if Naú wins against Nakatani, Bam will fight him.
Yeah.
But I don't see him beating Nakatani. But if he beats Nakatani, Bam's not afraid of him. Bam will fight him, but not right now. He can't go up 2 weight classes. He's not Crawford yet. You know what I mean? This is a chaparro. This is an enano going up like that. I mean, Crawford's at least 5'9", 5'10". This guy's 5'3", 5'4". You know what I mean? Think about it.
Okay.
Yeah, if he fights either one of those, Nakatani or the monster, but monsters, that's the fight. Like I said in one of the comments, and when you made a post or you did one of the videos, that little guys get old fast, and we already know the monster knew he's already 31, 32 years old, 33, somewhere like that, early 30s. They get old fast, so like you got to make that fight sooner than later. Like I know they want to wait and age him out a little bit. I get it, but he's got to do it. I don't know, maybe next year. He's got to fight a big fight, and then Nonito Donaire's a champion at 118 or something. If he fights Donaire, I'm walking away.
No, he's not a champion anymore. He was a champion. A guy from Tijuana beat him. He's not a champion. Nonito Donaire's not a champion. He was a champion, not anymore.
Okay, because I heard he's a champion, and I was like, hell no. If he fights him, I'm done.
No.
Okay.
I just want to say this about. Okay, I just want to say this about Nonito Donaire. I was never the biggest fan of Donaire. Max Kellerman loved Nonito Donaire, right? I was all like, yeah, he's all right and everything, right? Nonito Donaire is the dude that completely resurrected his career as he got older. Because at some point, he was kind of flying high a little bit. Then he dropped. And then in his later ages, he came back. And it was just like, wow, you know what? Like that. Okay, damn.
You know through who, Ed? You know through who he came back? You know who his trainer was? No. His trainer was Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia resurrected his career.
Wasn't that in the early? That was in the early days, though.
No. Robert Garcia, not the last 2 fights, but about 3 fights ago, Robert Garcia resurrected him again. He was done, but not the last 2 fights, Mikey. No.
And he came back, and I don't know, he was like in 36, 37
Yeah,
or something like
he
that. And he
was.
was having some
Yeah,
good stuff, man. I was just like,
He
oh
was a great
wow.
fight, right? He gave Inoue a
I
great fight.
actually became a bigger
yeah.
fan of him in his, late 30s than I ever was before that. I was just like, oh, okay, good for him, man.
Yeah,
Christian
Christian Medina. He's right.
Medina
Anthony Bravo.
is the
He's a
champion.
champion.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, all
I
right,
think he beat Donaire.
okay. So Mikey said it, man. He wants to see Bam versus Nonito Donaire next. So we'll wait for that fight, Mikey.
Okay.
He gave Inoue a run for his money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it was good, man.
Good fight, man.
I
Yeah.
don't know what it was about Donaire later on in his life, but I really enjoyed it. But all right, gentlemen, let's move on to the co-main event. Devin Haney versus Brian Norman Jr. People are saying that this fight was boring, or some people are saying that this fight was boring. I'm saying this. It's not that I was excited. For a Devin Haney fight, I thought it was exciting. For a Devin Haney fight. Overall, was it exciting? No. But for a Devin Haney fight, I thought it was exciting, especially because it went completely different than I thought it was going to go. I was completely surprised. When I saw the knockdown, I was like, wow. And just how much bigger Devin Haney looked
He
than
did.
Brian Norman. I'm like, you know what, man? This guy has been killing himself to make 135, to make 140, because this guy, he looks full. His body looks full now. So now he can do some damage. I think eventually he fights at 154 as well. David, what was your thoughts about Devin Haney versus Brian Norman?
First of all, I want to give props to Mikey because he went into his crystal ball and he called it, man. I did not call it. You did not call it. And it looks like G Funky called it too, man. You know what I mean? But our Mikey, I'll tell you that Mikey, that's why we call him the boxing scientist, the surgeon. He knows. You know what I mean? I'll tell you, Devin Haney made a believer out of me to the extent that he's Bubu Andrade and he's Lara. That's who he is. They're not exciting fighters, but they're good boxers. You know what I mean? He's Bubu Andrade. Bubu Andrade at 147. Bubu Andrade at 140. That's who he is. He's a boring fighter, but he's gonna win because he is a good boxer, and he doesn't have. I mean, when he knocked him down, was it? I think Anthony said on the third round, anybody else would have attacked him. But you know what? He doesn't have the heart of a killer, but he's a good boxer. If you like that style, then is he going to sell out a stadium? No. Is he going to be the next Canelo? No. Is he going to sell out big events? No. Because Bubu Andrade or Lara never did. But he's going to win championships.
Okay. All right. Mikey, you called this one, man.
He did.
How did you see this fight going down?
Yeah, I called it, guys. I called it. First of all, gentlemen, dude, that Riders season that in the Middle East, to tell you the truth, I was kind of falling asleep. I drank a couple of tall cans, enchiladas, and I'm not feeling. I need to feed off the crowd. I'm not feeling it. I was a little tired. I'm like, dude, that's the only thing that also kind of maybe affected the fight throughout the whole fight. It's like it felt like we were fighting during COVID season. I hear Benavidez go, like, dude, I need the fights back in the States. But yeah, when I saw Norman and his highlights, and I was like, let me see his footwork. I'm like, nah, he's gonna get schooled, man. And David Haney has IQ, he has skills. Like I said last podcast, Ryan Garcia got in his head, and he tried to bang with Ryan Garcia. No, you don't do that. You box. David Haney, I always said, out of the four kings, remember when they were young, Ryan Garcia, Teals, and all, I said, right. David Haney had the best skills. He wasn't the better fighter and all that, but he had through all across the board. I think David Haney had the best skills, footwork, the better jab, and et cetera, et cetera. Not power, but skills, and is proven. We seen what he did to Norman. Norman was you guys thought he was going to knock him out. I'm like, you got to catch him before you knock somebody out. And he did what I said he was going to do. He just hurt him. That was the icing on the cake. He hurt him.
You know what I saw, man? I saw I saw Devin Haney build now being more comfortable in his weight. That doesn't mean that now he's got some knockout power. I agree with you, David. Look, he's a boring guy to watch, but you know what? You know what the thing is with Devin Haney? He stays in the spotlight. Now, is that because of him or his dad? Probably more because of his dad. But nonetheless, something that is Landy Lara and Demetrius Bubu Andre, what they didn't have, they weren't in the spotlight. Nobody cared about those dudes. Devin Haney, people still care about him. Are they a fan of his fighting? No, but they still talk about him. He's still somewhat popular. He's still his name is still in the conversation of, in just the boxing world. Andrade, his name was not in the conversation. Landy Lara, his name was never in the conversation. Devin Haney's name is always in the conversation, and it's always like, hey, man, this dude's boring. And you're right. Everybody's right. He is boring, but he stays relevant. He stays in the spotlight. So marketing-wise, I think they're doing a great job. And even as JC puts on here, drama, even if it's drama or whatever it may be, he stays relevant because he's not lights out in the ring. Nobody's talking about like, oh man, you see that knockout, that Devin Haney just landed a strong right. Nobody is excited to see this guy fight, but man, he stays so relevant in the boxing world, and probably because it's his dad. Go for it, David.
Well, you know what? Mayweather, when he fought, I agree with G Funky. When he fought between 126, 140, I enjoyed watching his fights. After 140, I paid pay-per-view all of his fights to watch him lose. You know what I mean? So what's happening with Haney, he's becoming the villain of boxing. People are going to pay to watch him lose. But like I think G Funky or somebody mentioned, his father, he's a crafty matchmaker. Oscar de la Hoya should hire him as his matchmaker. He's the one that whispered in Crawford's ear to say, go after Canelo. And Crawford looked at him, are you crazy? Look how big he is. Go after Canelo. Somebody should hire him as a matchmaker. That guy sees what Mikey sees through his crystal ball. You know what I mean? He has his own crystal ball, Mikey. You know what I mean? And he sees what you see. And I'm telling you, he is becoming the villain. People are going to pay to watch him lose. And guess what? Mayweather made millions from me and all the other suckers that paid to watch him lose. People are going to do the same with Haney. Because, once again, he's not Mayweather, but at Mayweather's older age, when he was a boring fighter, people paid, and people are going to pay to watch him lose.
Yep.
All right. So, gentlemen, now the 147-pound landscape looks like this. You got 4 champions. You got Lewis Crocker, Mario Barrios, Rolly Romero, and Devin Haney. Those are the 4 champions at 147.
Who the heck is Crocker?
He's a European. I don't really know anything. I don't know much about him. If anybody knows in the chat about Lewis Crocker, he holds the IBF strap. I don't know too much.
Is he a macho? Is he a negro? What is he?
No, he's Gava. He's Gava from Europe. So I think
he should fight Conor Ben. He should fight Conor Ben over there.
Hey, JC, you're beating me to the punch. Look, right. I think Conor Ben could take over this division. I do, man. I think Conor Ben.
So do I.
Yeah, Conor Ben's resume's trash. Who has he fought?
Until he fights these guys.
Wait, hold on, Mikey. He just went up 2 weight divisions, just like Terrence Bud Crawford did.
Oh my God! And then put Conor Ben in the pound for pound. Then put him in the pound for pound.
Technically, he did what Crawford did. The guy should get some credit, Holmes. The guy should get some credit.
No, dude. You can't compare him to Crawford. Come on, Cholo.
No, you're right. I don't want to disrespect Conor Ben like that.
Beauty's in the eyes of the beholder. Beauty's in the eyes of the beholder. Come on, what do you see when you see him?
Let's go over the 147 landscape now, because now Devin Haney, he's a force to be reckoned with. And at 147, how his body's filled up, I think he's probably the best champion. Rolly Romero, Mario Barrios, Lewis Crocker, like I said, I don't know much about him, but let's stick with Rolly and Mario Barrios. David, who do you favor at 147 right now with these four guys?
Well, yeah, I don't know Betty Crocker's son.
Right.
I don't know Betty Crocker's a good one, Dimitri, by the way. I don't know. So I can't say, you know what I mean? But right now, what I saw of Devin Haney, dude, he's probably the best out of all of them right now. Right now. Because you know what? He's not gonna fight him. He's gonna box him. He's not gonna fight him. Going to Ryan Garcia, I think he's gonna beat Barrios. But going between Ryan and Haney, you know, I don't know if he's gonna get that lucky again. I think that was a lucky punch. Those were lucky punches. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's going to happen again.
Okay, Mikey, because now, that's the big talk, even though Ryan's looking, he's going to be fighting Mario Barrios, which before we came on the live, Mikey, you and I talked. People are saying that like people think Barrios like completely sucks. I'm telling everybody, man, I'm not so sure Ryan Garcia even wins that fight against Barrios. But Mikey, what do you see in this 147-pound division?
Yeah, the disrespect for Barrios, like, I mean, Barrios, he's not as bad as what these guys are saying. Like, Barrios is he can box. That's one thing I look at is like his IQ and his boxing ability. He has good legs. How old is Barrios now? Because we talking about that Barrios a couple years back. What if he got old all of a sudden? And okay, but Barrios can box. He'll give Haney a good fight. Barrios will give Rolly a good fight. He's gonna give Ryan Garcia a good fight. Garcia, dude, he's nuts. I don't know if he's gonna show up or it's another Garcia, the wacko Garcia, if he took his meds. So he's gonna give Garcia a good fight. But he could give Devin Haney a good fight because he has legs. He also has legs. He could compete with Devin Haney on the jab competition and cutting angles and that chess match. So man, who's the best one at 147? I think Devin Haney and Mario Barrios. They're the top 1 and 2.
Yeah. Hey, and JC, here's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about the boxing world. Okay, I'm talking about at 147 pounds right now. Barrios can compete. I mean, he's a champion. He holds one of the alphabet straps. I'm not talking about because I see your question right there. Yeah, no, he's definitely not better than Ben. So
I wouldn't say that.
That's why I'm asking the question. 147 right now, today. I think Barrios can compete with all these guys, including Devin Haney. I'm not saying he beats Devin Haney, but I think he can give Devin Haney a pretty good fight here. But look, and as crazy as it sounds, I think Conor Benn. I know everybody's. I'm being real. I think. Look, again, you're talking about Rolly Romero. You're talking about Mario Barrios, Devin Haney. We'll see how Devin Haney does moving forward at 147 pounds. He looked good against Brian Norman Jr., but I think Conor Benn can do some damage at 147. Ryan Garcia, I mean, if he gets past Barrios, obviously that's going to be a big money fight with Devin Haney. But David, has Devin Haney found his new home at 147 where he can be the top dog?
Without a doubt. And Mikey Barrios is 30 years old.
Okay.
He's 30 years old. He's 29 and 2, I think. And with, I believe, 19 or 16 knockouts. I just pulled him up right now.
Okay,
of course. Yeah. You know what? This is a perfect weight for him. I see him going up to 154, maybe 160. Dude, he looked huge against Norman. So, yes. Yeah. This is a perfect weight for him.
Let me ask G Funky a question. Can who in 147 Chad, who can knock out or destroy Pacquiao? Can Devin Haney do it? Can Rolly do it? Can Ryan Garcia do it? If you're calling this guy a dumpster, Barrios a dumpster diver, a dumpster juice, then who can beat him? Haney?
Okay. See, that's what I'm saying. I think people are getting too caught up. Shout out to G Funky, that's my boy. But I think people are getting too caught up that we're saying that Barrios is a great fighter. I just named the 4 champs at 147. Again, Rolly. How come nobody brings up Rolly Romero? Do people think Rolly's a great fighter? Because I don't think he's a great fighter. I think Barrios will put hands on Rolly, but the fight needs to happen. I'm talking about, again, to everybody watching, I'm simply talking about the here and now at 147. That's all I'm saying. I don't think Rolly would have done any better against Pacquiao. The Crocker guy, I don't know anything about him. Maybe that guy lights it up. I got no idea. And I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure Devin Haney would have knocked out Pacquiao either. So yeah, I'm just talking about the here and now, man. So look, I'm with you, David. I think eventually Devin Haney moves up to 154, but as long as he's here to stay, I think I honestly, man, I think it's a good chance that he can be the king of this division. And again, everybody think I'm crazy, but I think Conor Benn stands a good chance too. Rolly Romero is champ at 147. Crocker, I don't know. I got to look into him to see what he brings to the table. Maybe this dude is the best at 147 where he stands right now, but I don't know. But we'll see, man. What do you want to see, Mikey, from Devin Haney moving forward now?
Yeah, no, definitely the great storyline is that rematch fight, the unification. If Ryan Garcia beats the bum, quote unquote, the Azteca, if he beats him, and that'll be a good fight. That'll be a good fight right there. The rematch, or the what is it, the whatever. He got caught cheating. Rolly would destroy Pacquiao. No, Rolly ain't got no feet.
I don't know about that, man.
Ryan Norman won't destroy Pacquiao. That guy's flat-footed. Rolly's flat-footed.
Yeah, G-Funky, I don't know, homie. I don't know. He got a nice bar at his house. I don't know if he's sipping that too much. I don't know about that, man. I don't know, but no, Mikey, go ahead, finish your thought. What do you want to see from Devin Haney now in 2026? Because he ain't gonna fight this year. So what should he do?
Yeah, boxing drama, great storyline. If Ryan beats Barrios, the rematch versus Ryan Garcia, that'll be the great storyline. That'll be a good fight. Good entertainment. How about that? I don't know about the fight, because now what's his name? Haney's gonna box and run, and I don't think Ryan has the IQ and footwork and foot speed and all that to cut the ring and have a strategy 1 through 12. He's a dumbass. But he could land one, right? He could land something and hurt him. But yeah, the storyline and the drama show, Ryan Garcia versus Haney.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, Ryan got to get past Barrios, which I don't know. And I'm with you, Anthony. I don't think any of them can. I don't think any of them. I mean, people are coming down on Barrios, and they should, for not taking care of Pacquiao. But you look at the 4 champions, I don't think any of them would have completely stopped Pacquiao. But David, what's next for Devin Haney?
Hey, Ed, they're all bums. 147. Come on, yeah. 147. Why are we spending so much time talking about these clowns? You know what I mean? 154, you got killers. 160 bums. 168, you got some good killers there. 175, you got some good fighters there. You know what I mean? 140, you got some good killers. Teofimo, Shakur. 135, you got real killers. Dude, these are all bums, man. Think about it. Which fight is really going to entertain out of all these guys? Believe it or not, I'm not a big Conor Ben fan, but I think if Conor went there, he would liven it up. And I think, not because of you, Cholo, but I like the way he fights. He's a fighter. You know what I mean? He's a fighter. I'll tell you, all these other guys, Devin Haney, Barrios, Crocker, Ryan Garcia, now Rolly. Dude, come on. They didn't light up 140. You think they're going to light up 147? Come on. Let's don't even waste time talking about these clowns. Let's go to 154. Talk about the Sharks. Talking about the real killers. These guys are bums. All those fights are going to be boring, especially with Haney. Really?
And you know what? Not Cholo is Conor Ben Raza. He speaks Espanol, man. He speaks.
Yeah, I want to see Conor Ben. Conor Ben's the only one that can light up that to get my attention. Conor Ben's the only one that will get all these other guys. I'm not going to waste my time. I'll watch it. Like Mikey says, it's entertainment, but it's going to be boring. All their fights are going to be boring. But Conor Ben will light it up.
You know what? When Conor Ben makes his way over here, man, he could come kick it with the Vatos Locos at the Carne Asada, man. Because I think he's
cuatro chingones. He'll be the cuatro chingon.
Because I do think he's the most exciting at 147 right now. But look, right now, as G Funky says, 147 is historically bad. Look, 147 right now, you're right. It's all low-hanging fruit. Devin Haney's not exciting to watch. He's probably the best boxer out of all of them, but nobody is clinging on to see what his next fight really truly is. We'll see what happens with Ryan and Barrios. And if Ryan does win, I'm not so sure he does win, but if he does win, that's the big story, him versus Devin Haney. And yeah, who knows? Maybe there's a new Devin Haney at 147. Maybe Ryan does not get the better of him like that.
Well, you know what, Cholo? Gordo Gordito, he knows boxing too. He's another little Mikey, but he doesn't have a little crystal ball like Mikey. But you know, this guy, Rohan Polanco, have you guys heard of him? They're saying that he's the next. They're saying that he's the next big sensation at 147. We'll see. And Gordo Gordito knows boxing.
Okay, Gordo, just keep rolling away from Conor Ben, man. If he knows what's good for him. Hey, gentlemen, let's get to the main event. Let's get to David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde. I thought this was going to be David Benavidez's toughest fight. I thought it was going to be, and man, I'll tell you, he went in there and just started manhandling Anthony Yarde to the point where the gloves were full of Anthony Yarde's blood. David Benavidez had blood on him from Anthony Yarde. He went in there and put a whooping on this dude. We'll get to what David Benavidez said after the fight, already moving up to cruiserweight. But I just want to talk about the fight just itself. David, I'll start with you on this one. What did you see in this fight with Anthony Yarde and David Benavidez?
He's a real deal. Okay. I've been calling it even when he first got there. I go, he's not going to show him. He's going to be proven after he fights Anthony Yarde. And whether Anthony Yarde is already beat up or whatever, but dude, he's a real 147 fighter. He hits like a 147 fighter. He boxes. You know what?
75.
He's a real deal. I'm sorry, 175. He's the real deal. You know what, dude? Anthony Yarde could have knocked him out, but he just didn't give him the opportunity. But he has the power to knock him out. And I'm telling you, David Benavidez is a real deal. And I know we're going to talk about where he's going, but I see him coming back and definitely unifying that weight division, 175. Yeah, he's going to go up. We're going to talk about it, but I see him coming back. He's not going to run. He wants to fight the best. He made a believer out of me.
Mikey, going into this fight, man, you and I were just kind of like, man, I don't know. It could go either way. I think we both picked Benavidez, but we're like, man, I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Yarde lands one. How'd you see this fight?
Yeah, man. I thought it was going to be a great test for Benavidez, and he passed his test with flying colors. Yarde, I don't know. He was pushing his shots. Maybe it was the jab that kept him away, that couldn't let him shoot his offense, and it was just the accumulation of shots. He's been knocked out before, twice, been awards. So I was like, all right, I'm going to say Benavidez' decision. He was going to beat him. But this was a test I wanted to see, and like I said, Benavidez passed the test. But yeah, Yarde is he's been battled a lot. He has a lot of miles in him, and he did what he had to do. Is he the real deal, Benavidez? Not yet. He has to fight Beterbiev or Bivol. And like you said, we're gonna talk about his next moves, but I just want to say this: he was talking all that he wants Beterbiev, Bivol, and then boom, a Zurdo fight came out. Like, you were lying all this time in the interview, say I want Bivol next. You know, I'm gonna see him, and then he had a fight already signed supposedly versus Zurdo at cruiserweight. That's ridiculous. All right, but we'll get into that.
Yeah. So going into it, I was still kind of like, hey man, there's a coin flip, let's see what happens. And the fact that the way he just took care of Yarde, I was just like, damn, man, you know what? He just made it look too damn easy. His hand speed, everything, man. He now looked like, okay, 175 did help him. Even though this wasn't his first fight at 175, this is the first time where it showed like, okay, hey, man, this did help him. But he still looked sucked up trying to make that weight, So I do want to see him in there with the Bivols and the Beterbievs of at 175. But now let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Because after he dominates Anthony Yarde, he comes out. He says, oh, and I just want to make an announcement. May 2nd, Cinco de Mayo weekend, I'm going up to cruiserweight and fighting Zurdo Ramirez. It was all strategically planned. See, I'm going to push back a little bit, David. I don't think he ever planned on fighting Bivol or Beterbiev.
Well, he can't fight Bivol, Ed, right now. Bivol just had back surgery. It's
Right.
going to probably take another close to a year to fight Bivol. He could fight. What's his name? What's his name?
Beterbiev?
He could fight Beterbiev, but there's not going to be a belt there. He wants to unite the belts. You know what I mean? He has that belt. He needs the 3 belts. Beterbiev has no belts, and I that's why I think that. And are we talking about him going up now, or are we still?
Yeah.
You know what? When he made that announcement, I'll tell you, Turkey had to know. But Turkey is with Canelo's camp, and Benavides just jumped into Oscar's camp. There's different camps.
Mm.
I'm telling you, Turkey is going to have Canelo Crawford his own fight on you watch on May 5th or May 2nd. That Saturday, we're going to have 2 major fights. We're going to have the Las Vegas, who now they're taking over, and that's Oscar de la Hoya was behind all this. That's why he has Zurdo, who fights for Oscar, and Benavides, 2 Mexicans fighting in Las Vegas. And they're taking over Las Vegas now on Cinco de Mayo. And you're going to have Turkey. Canelo's making an announcement. Hey, I'm going to do a rematch. And that fight is probably going to happen on the same day, but it's going to be in Riyadh. This is, once again, great for us, people that love boxing, because we're going to see 2 great matches in the same day. I'm telling you, this is all strategically planned by Oscar. No es tan pendejo. We thought he was, but you know what? He probably took a day off of coke to plan this out, which is perfect. Perfect.
Okay. Look,
you don't see it.
Look, yes, there's a power struggle right now for that Cinco de Mayo date.
Yes.
There's a power struggle that involves Canelo, but now there's talks about the rematch between Canelo and Crawford will be happening that same date. We don't know that yet, but that's where it looks like it's headed. If it's in different times of the day, right? One is early in the morning, the other one is prime time for it. I guess it can work out. I think it still kind of bumps it a little bit.
Ed, who's going to win? I mean, Vegas is going to win. How many Mexicanos from Mexico are going to go to Riyadh? You're going to see all the Mexicanos go to see not David Benavides. After the fight, after he beats Zurdo, they're going to become David Benavides, but they're going to go see Zurdo. And Oscar knows that. So that's going to be his debut to come out as a Mexican superstar, the winner of that fight. Because it's in Vegas. Everybody from Mexico goes to Vegas. They're not going to go to Riyadh.
Let's have a wing dinner.
Mikey, what's your thoughts on this? Because there is a power struggle now for that Cinco de Mayo day, which I think is actually May 2nd on a Saturday. What's your thoughts on it? Did we lose Mikey?
I think he's looking at his crystal ball. He's looking at the crystal ball right now. Look at him. He's not going to answer until he gets an answer.
Yeah. All right, Mikey. If you could hear us, you got frozen, carnal, so you might want to tap out and tap back in. But okay, here's the thing, David. Here's the thing. Okay. He's going to cruiserweight to fight Zurdo, right? I don't think after going to let me get it off there. Let me get this up. Mikey, you with us?
Yeah, 1 2 1 2.
Yeah,
were you looking at the crystal ball, Mikey?
I'm looking at my crystal ball. I'm cheating. Let me know when I can go next.
All right. Whoa. Yeah, no, go for it. I was about to take your spot, but no, go for it. What's your thoughts of the whole power struggle and what Benavides is doing for the Cinco de Mayo date?
Yeah, strategy or this and that. Okay, I get it. But Ed, Dave, I'm going to use your own quote. There's what's patterns of behavior.
Yes.
A detective, Nate Contreras, taught me this back in the days when I was young. There's patterns of behavior. He's always saying that he's going to fight this. He never unified at 168 pounds. Before Canelo, he never unified. Then he was a number 1 contender. He was begging and calling for the Canelo fight. Okay, Canelo was scared, but he had his chance to put in his paperwork to take Canelo's belts, to take his belts how he did with Bivol. Bivol didn't want to fight him. He was scared, whatever. Boom, he petitioned. The WBC stripped him. He should have just done that, and he would have took Canelo's belt. All right, so now he's moving up to 175. at 20, going up 25 pounds. Is he going to come down? Like Ed said, he's not making weight at 175. He's looking a little chunky. He looks a little like dehydrated. So is he really? Does he really want to fight before Beterbiev?
I think he does.
Beterbiev just tweeted that he wants to fight him. Say, "What's up? I'm here." Cancel that fight with Zurdo. Nobody wants to fight. Nobody wants to see that. Who called for that? We've been doing podcasts for the last whatever. We never said, "Hey man, I can't wait for that Ramirez Zurdo fight." Nah, man, we don't want to see that. We want to see him versus Beterbiev or Bivol. And there's our opportunity right now because Beterbiev is free. Yeah, there's no belts. Forget the belts. This is a war we want to see. And we could make it happen. Cancel that fight. Nobody wants to see Ramirez. We don't even know who he is. He can't sell a wing dinner.
Mikey, before Turkey, we never got what we wanted to see. You know what I mean? Before Turkey, we never got what we wanted to see. So now Turkey's here. And I mean, I think that if he fights a bit Beterbiev, it's probably a $5 million fight. He fights Zurdo, it's probably going to be a $20-30 million fight for him. Guess what? Money talks. Bullshit walks, brother. He doesn't care what we want to see. He wants to make money because he wants to retire someday with as much money as he can. He's going to make more with Zurdo than fighting Beterbiev.
Look, I will say this. I mean, what's the fight that I would rather see?
Oh,
is it
Beterbiev.
against? Yeah, hands down, it would be the Beterbiev fight. But what's more in it for David, I think, is Zurdo.
And plus, Ed, he's gonna gain when he beats Zurdo. I see him beating Zurdo. It's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah.
When he beats Zurdo, dude, all the Mexicans are gonna flock. His father's been really pushing the Mexican banner, the Mexican flag, because he's Mexican, the father. The mom's Ecuadorian. But you know what? When he beats Zurdo, now guess what? Canelo's out, and everybody's gonna go toward Benavides. He is gonna become the Mexican idol.
Okay.
For how long, Mikey? I don't know. For how long? He'll probably piss dirty again with cocaine. He'll probably not make weight again because that's why he never united, because of cocaine and because he couldn't make weight. So how long is he going to be the Mexican idol? Maybe 6 months because of patterns of behavior. Because of patterns of behavior.
I think he's past that. I think Benavides has passed that. I don't think he's doing that stuff anymore. I do think. But see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. If he's moving up to cruiserweight, right? Is it 190? Did they push it to 200? I don't even remember. But I don't see him coming back down to 175, David. I
see it.
I don't know about that, man. I think he's gonna get comfortable.
He's been up on Son his whole life. He's been up and down his whole life. Even at when he was 15 years old, he was fighting 168 against G. At 15 years old, he's been up on Son his whole life, going up and down.
Yeah. I just don't see him coming back down to 175, man. I don't unless the Turk is really gonna dish out a La Feria, which there's talks out there that the Turk is running out of money. I don't really believe it. I just don't think the Turk is as willing to overpay guys anymore. You know, people are saying that
he's paying Canelo $500 million, bro.
Yes, but that's Canelo though.
I mean, he's gonna
but that's Canelo though. But these other guys, they're not okay. That's Canelo, right? If Canelo brings in money, I think the Turk, people are saying, hey, is he running out of money? No, I think he's just being a little bit more strategic with his money and saying, okay, I'm not going to be overpaying a lot of these guys. Canelo, of course, it's Canelo. But a Benavides, I'm not really sure how much he's really going to pay him.
He's not. He's not at that level yet. He's not.
Canelo's going to take those dates, man. Canelo's coming. Sorry, guys. He's still the face of boxing.
Well, yeah, but we're going to have 2 fights, Mikey, on that day. One's going to be in Riyadh and one's going to be in Vegas. And I believe Vegas is going to take precedence because everybody's going to go to Vegas without Canelo.
Is that fight pay-per-view?
Oh, they're both going to be pay-per-view.
So that's going to take money off the Benavides fight. If Canelo fights Crawford, the rematch?
It is.
Yeah, there's some sort of power struggle going on right there. I mean, Mikey, look, you and I talked about it just a little bit, man. Canelo's not in the top 10 anymore. And the pound for pounds, man. So
But that's according to Ring Magazine.
right.
To me, he's still on the top 10. Mikey, I know to you he's still in the top 10. And I know Cholo to you. To us, he still is, but Ring Magazine is not. And
Yeah.
that doesn't make them right either. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I still have him there. I don't really like to do too much of the, pound for pound or anything like that, because there's just too many variables to connect. But Mikey, give us your thoughts about Canelo not being in the top 10.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, man. This is he just because you lose is not he. And what's Canelo done throughout the sport? Beterbiev lost to Bivol, and he didn't get taken out the pound for pound. Lomachenko lost to was it, when did he lose to? He lost to Tio. He wasn't taken off. Benavides just got a win with Anthony Yard. He's in there. Devin Haney's in there. Like, come on. Like, are you serious? Like, you're taking Canelo out because he lost to the best fighter in history, if you want to say that, and you're taking him off the pound for pound. Like, come on, dude. Are you serious? That's trash. It's trash.
So going forward, Mikey, does Benavides, after the Ramirez fight, let's just say he wins, does he come back down to 175? Because I don't think he does.
I mean, dude, he looks like in the weigh-in, he looked dehydrated. He's a big guy, but dude, I don't know. This guy's a dude. Nah, I'm gonna say no. These guys, patterns of behavior, Dave. Patterns of behavior. This guy was sucking and jiving. He didn't unify at 160 before Canelo.
Mikey, he couldn't. Mikey, he couldn't unify. Think about it. He was only champ for a couple of months, not even a year, 2 years, when he got popped with coke. And then his next fight, he couldn't make weight. I mean, how can he? I mean, he literally, I don't think he ever defended both belts. Both times he became champion because of coke and no discipline. But like Cholo said, he's changed now. Cholo says he's changed now.
I think he is. I think he's disciplined now. I do. I just don't think. I think he wants to sell that. Hey, I was down to fight Bivol and Beterbiev, but I think he always had his comfort zone, looking at cruiserweight, saying like, okay, look, if I could go beat Zurdo, which I think is a more winnable fight for him. I'm not saying it's an easy fight, but I think it's a little bit more winnable than if he fights Bivol or Beterbiev. So
and Ed, put up G Funkies. I heard the same thing. I don't know you guys where you guys got your information. I heard the same thing that he just says, that he was fine.
And he said Benavides made weight fine. Okay.
Yes. I heard the same thing.
Okay. Yeah. But again, when you move up a weight class, especially
25 pounds.
The key thing to me is going to be, what does he weigh in at in cruiserweight? Because if he comes in at like 190, 195, and he wins, and he says he feels good, to want to cut back down, I don't know, man. Like I said, unless the Turk is going to dish out money, because Bivol doesn't sell and Beterbiev doesn't sell. They don't sell well. They're great fighters, but they do not sell well. So unless the Turk is going to come out and dish out Feria for him to go back down to 175, I just don't see David coming back. I don't see Benavides coming back down to 175. Again, I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. So we'll see what happens with that, man. But I'd much rather see him fight at 175 than at that at cruiserweight. All that being said, I'm okay with the fight. I'm okay with him fighting Zurdo. Are you, David? I'm okay with that fight.
I disagree with you. I see him going up, beating Zurdo. It's going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight because, it's just going to be a good fight. It's not going to be a knock 'em, sock 'em. It's not going to be the fight of the year, but it's going to be just like we just saw this past week. He's going to tear him up. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like a big knockout, but he is going to, the speed on this guy. And he probably walks around maybe at 205. David Benavides, he probably walks around 205, maybe 210. He's a big kid. Like Mikey said, he's a big kid. There's no way he walks around at 185. There's no way he walks around when he's not fighting at 190. No, there's no way. And so, you know what? All he has to do is knock down 10, 15 pounds for that fight. He'll be fine. And then discipline himself once again, because like you said, it's somebody else. He's grown up. Anthony just said he's grown up now. You know what? 175, because he's the only one that can sell tickets now. Name me somebody else that can sell tickets. Crawford. Virgil. Yes, Virgil. That's somebody else.
I'm saying Virgil's next. That's the next star.
Oh,
That's the next star.
I want Virgil to be next. Yes. Nobody else can sell tickets like that. Like
look, okay, and even that being said, that like I said, Virgil's my favorite fighter. Even that being said, it's not like Virgil selling out stadiums either.
No. Yeah, okay, not yet. Yes.
So is he selling? He sells decent, but he's not selling out like that. And you know what? Look, to be all honest, I like Jael Pataya. To me, I think Jael Pataya is the best cruiserweight right now. I would love to see David Benavidez stay there and fight Jael Pataya. I would. I think that'd be badass, man. But again, these guys just don't sell. I mean, Jael Pataya, nobody really knows him over here. David Benavidez is saying he wants to be fighting here. How much are you going to have to pay Opataya to come over here to fight where nobody really knows him except for, real hardcore boxing fans? I don't know, but I would love. I think there's some good fights for Benavidez in cruiserweight, man. So let me see. Virgil has a personality of a sock. Hijos, man.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Benavidez come in around 185, just be fine against Zurdo. If he comes in at 185, well, I think that'll be the tall tale right there. And to me, when he comes in, what weight he comes in is going to tell me a lot if he goes back down to 175 or not. If he comes in pretty heavy at cruiserweight, then I'm going to say he's not coming back down. If he comes in at 175, at 185, then I'll be more open-minded to like, okay, he probably does come back down to 175. So we'll see what's up with that. Gentlemen, with that, anything else? I mean, I know there's a lot more cheeseman going on. We've kind of passed the hour because I think David wanted to stay at 147 for a long time, man. So we kind of went a little bit long for there.
Hey, next week we got some good fights next week.
Yes.
So next Friday we're gonna have a good show next Friday. It's gonna be good.
Yes, we got the PBC card, which again, it's pay-per-view. It should not be pay-per-view, but the card itself is good. Is it pay-per-view? No, it shouldn't be pay-per-view. It should not. I want to make that clear. I like the card. It should not be pay-per-view, but it's a good card. Definitely some good fights. So we'll definitely get into that. But other than that, gentlemen, anything else? I know, like I said, I know there's a lot of cheeseman we didn't get into, but we could get into it next week. So.
Hey, brother, just prayers once again for the two National Guards. One of them lost their life. The other gentleman is literally fighting for his life. Prayers for them, man.
Yeah, for sure. And we're getting closer and closer to the end of the year. So everybody start thinking about your best fights, the best fighters, the prospects. Start jotting them down. So here we go to the end of 2025. That is a gran chingon, el mero mero one, Mr. David Contreras. The boxing scientist, one, Mr. Mike Zavala from Mikey 365, Mikey TV 365, Total Choclos Tres Chingones Boxing. There is some boxing tomorrow, Pro Box. I think there's even some boxing on ESPN. There's some boxing across the pond. If you guys want to check those out, enjoy the fights. Be safe. Whatever you do this weekend, be safe doing it so we can come back and do it again. Catch you guys on next round.